Greetings, champions of the light, and welcome back to Light Be With You. In the last episode, we spent a fair amount of time collecting copper ores, which we then smelted and turned around a tidy profit. Now that we're higher level, we can pick up a few more quests, and I pick up a quest from Josessa, the priest trainer. At the same time, I am able to train for Lesser Heal Rank 2 and even Power Word Shield. Now, to warm things up, we will begin with this quest that Josessa has given me. We are to travel eastward to the Crystal Lake. All we have to do is cast Lesser Heal Rank 2 and give him a Blessing of the Light, and our quest is completed. We are offered a robe that we do not need, but we do earn 270 experience points. Now, my friends, I believe it to be a good opportunity to get the rest of our gold dust from the Fargodeep mine. About those holy commandments in question, we must harm no creatures. We must sacrifice ourselves for others, doing everything within reason to save lives. And we must not beg for help or carries. However, my friends, last episode I asked you a very important question. I wanted to know if it is acceptable for a priest like me following my holy commandments. Well, I needed to know if I can ask for help. Now, there are many of you who commented below, and I took great effort in combing over every single opinion. The verdict is the following. While I may not ask directly for help, I will offer my services to others, and if they offer me help, then yes, I can accept. This will make things far easier, as you will see in this episode. We offer our holy services to many individuals. No longer will I just stand around waiting to be invited. The light has permitted me, through yourselves, to ask others if they need my aid. But not only that, my friends. If they turn around and ask me if I need help, I will gladly accept any aid that is offered my way. Now, with the light's permission, all I need to do is find an adventurer who is questing in Fargodeep mine. If I can get into their group, then I can collect the remainder of my gold dust. My first attempt falls flat when the rogue I approach reveals that they have already completed their quest. No matter, I am sure there will be others in need of aid. I approach the gnome mage and I offer my aid, and they promptly invite me. While I am unable to help them beat up these kobold fiends, I am certainly able to toss them a heal. We are able to bring down Goldtooth, and I even get Bernice's necklace for later. The gnome is even so kind to trade me a small black pouch. Not that I need the bag. Well, let's just say I have woolen bags that I bought with my gold in the last episode. However, I'm sure I could give it as a gift to another individual. The gnome, finished with his quest, quickly departs. I guess I'll have to find someone else. And that is when I come across a mighty warrior named Broglie. Broglie is only level 6, and does seem a little uneasy about entering the Fargodeep mine. Of course, I offer my aid, and Broglie reveals that he is a proud descendant of many generations of Broglies. Makes me feel a little uneasy. Is he trying to suggest that he has died many times? If this is truly his 8th character, I'm a little nervous about entering the cave alongside him. But it is too late now. I have offered my aid, and I must follow through. Broglie and I do battle with these kobold fiends. I keep him topped up and healthy. The power of the light ensures that Broglie does not falter, and we take on not one, not two, but multiple kobold fiends at the same time. After collecting the rest of the gold dust for my quest, it turns out Broglie has finished his quest too, and after leaving the Fargodeep mine, I bid him farewell with a parting blessing. I return Bernice Stonefield's necklace. I take the opportunity to travel to Westbrook Garrison, bordering Westfall. If I can find someone doing battle with the gnolls, I could come to their aid and collect the gnoll armbands for my next quest. Unfortunately, despite my best efforts, a human warlock declines my offer, for he is level 12 and I am level 7, and I doubt he needs my aid. I try a night elf hunter, but as soon as he realizes I'm only level 7, my offer of aid is declined again. During this interaction, a human rogue that I had blessed just moments before gives me a small blue pouch, and while I do not need this pouch, it just goes to show that good deeds do bring great reward. Anyway, it doesn't seem like I'm going to have much luck with this quest near Westbrook Garrison, so I return to Goldshire. In Goldshire, Remy 2 times trades the gold dust I had collected from Fargodeep mine for a bag of marbles. This bag of marbles has 10 charges, and using it on a foe will reduce their chance to hit by 25% for 10 seconds. Now, my friends, I thought it might be worth their asking this question as well. You see, if I were to use these bags of marbles on an enemy, would that be considered harming the creature, and therefore breaking the holy commandment? And hopefully, I will not be forced into making that decision before I can find out from you guys watching if it is acceptable for me to use such an item. I travel east, and I'm finally high enough level to pick up the quests that Meatball had done in episode 2. I find what appears to be the remains of a guard, and then, following in Meatball's footsteps, I continue to the Murloc camp, where it appears the Murlocs have conveniently been cleared. Thus, I am able to collect the badges from both guards' corpses. I bring them to Guard Thomas, who gives me a healthy dose of experience and then tasks me with returning to Marshal Dukan in Goldshire. Fortunately, Supervisor Raylan, in the center of the encampment, gives me a quest that is perfect for a priest like me. All I have to do is collect 8 bundles of wood, and the wood has even been pre-sliced by the lumberjacks. I avoid terrifying wolves and bears, and collect all of the lumber, but the peasants are too scared to collect themselves. Supervisor Raylan gives me 3 whole silvers and a bunch of experience points for my hard efforts. I take a short break and do a spot of mining and herbalism. Now remember, friends, even though I did a lot of gathering in the last episode, I still need to maintain my supply of WoW and to continue to collect herbs. I don't want to find myself broke again, so it's very important I do a little bit of gathering and mining here and there. It's during this mining and herbalism that a terrible tragedy strikes. I find myself disconnected, and although I'm able to see around myself perfectly fine, I soon notice that none of the boars, bears, and wolves are making any movements. I would wager that disconnecting is one of the main causes of death in hardcore WoW. Fortunately, I was just in the middle of mining an ore. I wasn't actually in the middle of a dangerous location, so I come back and I am unscathed. I return the quest to Marshal Dukan, and he sends me right back to the Eastvale logging camp, which was a bit annoying to be honest, but oh well. I take this opportunity before leaving Goldshire to train a new spell, Renew, a powerful heal over time. I travel back to Westbrook Garrison. Perhaps I can get another shot at these Knoll quests. I find a level 12 priest, and I ask if they need aid, and while they do not, they do offer to help me. Another holy priest of the light, coming to the aids of others. The Church of the Light does teach us to come to the aid of those in need, and it's clear I'm not the only one following these holy vows. While this friendly priest has no time to collect all the armbands, they do offer to do battle with Hogger on my behalf. Hogger is the beefiest of gnolls and a very dangerous foe. It's clear that Hogger is going all out in this battle. I do what I can to keep the other priest alive, while they deal damage to Hogger. Unfortunately, the tide is shifting in Hogger's favor. I have a very important decision to make. If I don't act quickly, it's possible that this priest who had offered to help me would die. So I stand there, not knowing what to do. And then, it hits me. The bag of marbles. I didn't know whether I should use them. I hadn't had a chance to wait for your comments below to tell me whether I'm allowed to use such an item. But in this terrifying moment, I had no choice. I couldn't bear to let this priest die, so I used the bag of marbles on Hogger. While the marbles did no damage, they sure did affect his balance, and Hogger began to miss multiple attacks. And just as the other priest was about to fall, they popped out an emergency heal. Combine that with Hogger's clumsy attacks, and the priest was able to stabilize, and we were able to take down the mighty beast. I bid the other priest farewell and continue on my journey. Now, my friends, I am very conflicted. I have used the bag of marbles against Hogger, and while throwing the bag of marbles did not cause even one single point of damage to Hogger, can it be argued that I broke one of the holy commandments? by using a hostile move against an enemy target. This will now be up to you guys to decide in the comments below. Tell me if I have broken a holy commandment. Remember, every time I break a holy commandment, I must seek penance by donating half of my entire wealth to another player. Going forwards, my friends, if you decide in the comments below that I have committed a sin by using the bag of marbles against Hogger, then I will be forbidden from using any sort of item or spell against an enemy target. But, my friends in the light, if your comments below tell me that it was permissible to use this bag of marbles against Hogger, then going forward, I will be permitted by the light to use any non-damaging item or spell. So, comment below to make your opinion heard. I will go by whichever answer seems most common, for you as an individual could have a great impact on my holy mission. I return Hogger's Nullpaw to Marshal Dugan in Goldshire, and I am rewarded by a large fighting stick that vendors for a whopping 8 silvers. I continue eastward on my path once more. This time I will attempt to deal with these pesky wolves and bears, but as you know, I cannot raise my fist against any creature. Fortunately, I come across a human warlock who is almost dead. It turns out those who use shadow magic, well, they don't get very far. The light teaches us that only those with a heart of goodness can prevail. Yet despite this human warlock being a human warlock, I decide to come to their aid. The light teaches us to come to the aid of all, even those who practice the dark arts. And let me tell you, my friends, it is clear that without me, this human warlock would be struggling. Fortunately, by using my holy healing spells, I'm able to keep them topped up, allowing them to burn through the life taps even more. This fuels their mana bar, and together we are able to effectively beat down multiple wolves and even a terrifying bear. Unfortunately, the warlock finishes their quest, and just like that, we are level 9, and doesn't offer to help me finish mine. So I can't force it, and I'll have to complete this quest with someone else's aid. I find a human mage, and I offer to help them on their quest, but it turns out they are not interested. So the other quest will have to wait. I come to the aid of a brother in the light, a paladin, who needs help beating down the fattest hog in the Breckwell pumpkin patch. I find a quest from Smith Argus, simply to deliver a package to Stormwind, an easy quest for a priest like me. And after traveling to Stormwind, a friendly dwarf named Grimand Elmore accepts the package and offers me another quest. This quest will require me to travel to Loch Madan, but the silver reward is quite generous. And a simple traveling quest can't be that difficult, and I will probably survive the journey. I take a trip on the tram, where a human rogue asks me if I will sign their guild charter. Now, I could sign their guild charter, but then I'd have to leave this guild I'm in, and this guild that I'm in is the guild that I joined way back in episode 1. And remember, friends, when I joined this guild, they gave me 4 bags for joining. Now remember, although the light says that I must come to the aid of those in need, you know, if they're actually dying against some monstrous beast, then yes, I must come to their aid. However, this human rogue simply wants me to sign their guild charter. And in the same way that I wouldn't just give my money away if someone asked, I'm not going to do it. Therefore, the remainder of the tram journey is quite awkward indeed. At the other end of the tram, I find a human warrior who's letting these rats attack him repeatedly. Before I even have the chance to ask what he's doing, he explains that he's leveling up his defense skill. I had no idea this was something that you could do on level 1 rats in the Deep Run tram. Interesting. I travel to the Ironforge bank and deposit a fair amount of herbs and ores that I've collected along my journeys. I travel to Karanos. The last time I had come this way, I was only level 2, and I had advanced quite far since that point in time. I decide that I will spend some time questing in Dun Morogh. The quests are slightly lower level, and also, I'm sure I can come across some friendly gnomes and dwarves who need my priestly aid. I pick up every quest in Karanos and around. Now, my friends, the hope is that in the next episode, we will find enough dwarves and gnomes in need of aid that we will be able to get our quests done here in Dun Morogh. So, my friends in the light, Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Light Be With You. And if you want to support my holy mission in the light, please subscribe and hit that bell notification. And if you like this video, give that like a Colossus smash. Ha 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 ha. Get it? Colossus smash? Instead of smash that like button, you can Colossus smash the like button. Ha ha.